I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie.
So everybody here, everybody working, everybody's technology working all right.
I believe so.
For now, don't jinx it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry, it was
Sweet.
muted.
No worries. Just making sure.
I did not die last week, so everything's good.
Hooray!
Congratulations. You didn't die. Did you get my thing about your new crossbow?
Yep, I'm putting it in roll 29.
Awesome. Awesome. Alrighty. So, everybody's here. Let's get to it. So, who has notes on what we did last week, guys?
All I got down is we got back to Aventine, and while waiting for our ride to show up, we decided to beat up some robots.
That's the quick and dirty of it.
Also, we
Yeah, back to
decursed Bauer's ass.
You did decurse Bauer's ass. You guys dropped by the university, had some chats with your friendly professor there. He let you guys know that the Tarask that you planted all of those sensors in is in fact stirring in some way, shape, or form, and they're doing their best to make ready for it. He then was kind enough to direct you to somebody who could uncurse Bauer's ass.
It was the most fuck, what is even the word for that? The most. You didn't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, he had no fucks to give. Then you guys went into the Warren. You went and chatted with Theroy was looking for a fence, and you got directions to one and instructions for how to knock at his door, but you haven't actually gone to see him yet. And then you guys went and fought some robots. The Fistinator 4000s. And a certain mumbly old dude showed up there and started fucking with you guys again.
Yeah.
He's learned how to make coherent sentences.
Holy shit.
Very exciting.
And then we beat up an elf.
Which elf?
A little bit.
I don't think.
Okay. We hit him.
Oh.
Christona hit him with a couple stones.
Oh, yeah, that elf. The druid guy, yes. Yeah.
Totally threw a rock at his head, and then he begged us to kill him. And we said no because we're dicks.
We gave him non-detection instead.
Yeah, instead you cast a non-detection spell on him and basically told him to run for his life.
No, to be fair, he wanted to run for his life.
That's true. He did.
Once the non-detection was in play, that became an option for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was definitely not gassed.
Yeah.
But then he died, and it stopped being a problem.
Exactly.
All right.
He told us to go
So-
somewhere, and I can't. Yeah.
He gave you guys. Well, I don't think he gave it to you. I'm pretty sure you looted it off his body. But you grabbed a sea chart from him that basically showed a spot right in the middle of the Nutangi Ocean. Right around where Diggeroy and Christona both know there is a portal to the elemental plane of water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody knows exactly where, because there's fucking Nutangi all around it. But, it's there, somewhere.
That's fine.
Everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we ended off with you guys in the sewers, having just interrogated this guy. He just ran for his life. And you guys were climbing out to emerge in a familiar-looking back alley. You have not collected your reward from the anarchist druids.
We did collect the heads.
You did collect the heads, but you have not collected your reward from the
And
anarchist
isn't that
druids.
its own reward?
You did fight a bunch of fistinators. I'm not gonna stop you if you don't want the gold for it. Like, I mean, follow your dreams and stuff.
We can hide. If we want to sneakily get a message to them, maybe hide the Fistinator somewhere and send an animal messenger to tell them where they are. So you don't bring anybody back down to them. I know
Sure.
that was part of it. Don't bring other druids down there.
Correct.
Though if there aren't any.
Make a perception check.
Do I have to throw more stones? Bitches!
Yeah, make perception checks all around to see if
I'm going to throw rocks at every animal I see.
That sounds reasonable.
Diggeroy, you see a very majestic looking owl sitting on one of the Diggeroy and Sadok both spot a very majestic looking owl sitting on one of the roofs near you. It looks down at you and just goes woot woot. And there are also a couple of vultures circling overhead.
Okay, this is aimed at the owl.
I mean, an owl has 12 AC, so yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, goodbye.
That will hit. Yeah, The owl is hit by your blink dagger. He immediately transforms back into an angry-looking older elven woman who promptly makes an offensive gesture at you and runs away.
Teleport over to the dagger and pick it up.
All right. She continues making offensive gestures at you as she runs away, varying from biting her thumb to flipping you off to I don't know, whatever other offensive gestures you can think of.
Wow.
Flipping the bird after Diggeroy flipped the bird.
And she shouts something in Druidic back at you that Cristona would recognize as meaning more or less water fucking hippie.
Wow.
Not just a fucking water hippie, but a water fucking hippie.
Yep. You dirty water.
Never have I ever had sex with a water elemental.
It's a dirty water fucking hippie. Kristona just goes back in Druidic. Cleaner than you.
She's too far away to hear Cristona, unfortunately, and getting further all the time.
Fair enough.
Roy especially wants to keep pace.
Guess try to head back towards. I guess I'll put back up Pass Without Trace and see if we can get back to one of the entrances to the thing without any more shit.
Stealth checks all around, please. If you guys are going to be stealth. There's always the other option of you can just shoot whatever birds you see. But, you know,
That's true.
bird genocide is...
Well, I assume there's pigeons around and probably seagulls, so... Avicide would probably take a while.
Yay, 25.
Rip. Oh no.
I mean, nobody was surprised.
Bauer does his best.
It's still 18.
It is still 18. They rolled a solid 27 to spot you guys, though.
Well, fuck.
So Sadok manages to go completely unnoticed by these bird fuckers. The rest of you guys are all spotted by and are promptly circled by a wide variety of birds. They aren't landing and turning back into druids. They're just all circling around you and varyingly cawing and squawking and flapping and occasionally pooping on you.
Well, they can have some stones chucked at them.
Alright, throw as many stones as you want.
I mean, we don't live in a glass house.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Where the heck is my... There it is.
You keep throwing stones at them and keep knocking them out of their bird forms. A couple of them take rough tumbles to rooftops or the ground, but they seem to be immediately replaced by other druids who are also in bird form, who continue to squawk and be generally obnoxious.
How tightly packed are they? Are they
Not tightly packed enough to be like a hindrance to you guys moving forward. They move as you. They part as you move.
I could just follow us with a moonbeam. Just boom, 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 boom.
Like a supersized version of giving a laser beam to, or using a laser beam to amuse cats, except in reverse.
It's like instead of raining cats and dogs, it's just raining fucking druids. They're flying around.
So, why were you asking about how tightly packed they are?
I mean, basically the same idea. I was thinking fireball instead of moonbeam, but no.
I also do that.
I mean, we have a variety of area effect options we could be throwing at them, really.
Right.
You really do. Birds have like 2 or 3 HP. It's not hard to knock them out of it.
Hmm. Yeah, most got moonbeam at the moment, and I think a couple. It's a wall of fire, but oh, sunbeam. I'm not gonna use that though.
That seems
Let's
a
control
little bit
weather.
overkill.
Hold on. I'm just going to post this to read what it does.
I mean,
I've got wind wall. You can block them out with that.
control weather would fuck with them pretty good. It just takes 10 minutes to cast.
Hmm.
And there's going to be birds pooping on you the whole time.
Hmm.
That's a terrible way to hold a concert.
Hmm.
We can definitely just like slip into like a building or something and wind wall to keep them out.
Go back down to the sewers, let you cast your spell, and then fuck with them.
Just come up out of a different exit.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that might be an idea. Going into the sewers and then finding a non-druid animal to animal messenger and say, like, is there a neutral spot we can meet you at?
You can certainly try that.
The
birds
dog
aren't-
supposed to be a neutral spot,
It's true.
Sorry?
as we found out after they attacked us there.
They didn't come in to attack you, very specifically.
You mean as we found out during this fight about that other?
Mm-hmm.
Now we can go back to the dog then. Diggeroy, could you send to her from there?
Sure.
Alright.
Send is like the whole plan, right?
Sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Sending's range is unlimited, so yeah.
Yeah. Anybody on the same plane and 5% fizzle chance if you're not on the same plane.
Mm-hmm.
Very handy.
If you got a day when you don't really need those spell slots for anything else, super handy.
Exactly.
I'm half tempted to just fuck with them and turn into a giant eagle and just fly through their tiny asses and go a different direction, just pull them away for a while.
You can certainly do that if you want.
Yeah. I haven't used my wild shape for a while to do something else. They can,
Okay.
they can just get tired following me for a while.
Alright.
And then we'll eventually meet back up with the dog.
Alright. So Cristona flies off in the opposite direction while everybody else goes back to the dog.
Cool. Everybody make me an investigation check as you're going. Especially Cristona, who's flying right through the cloud of birds to get out.
Of course. Let me see. I feel like giant eagles come with something good for that. Yes. Okay. Hooray.
Well, even though I did that with advantage by accident, both rolls were 18, so it,
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, Figura, you don't notice anything amiss. This is specifically investigation, Flint.
Oh, oops. Damn it.
you doubled mine too.
Okay, Sadok and Bauer both picked it up. Sadok and Bauer, you both get a very you take a look at the birds that are circling you guys. You get the feeling that most of them aren't actually real.
Mention that to the others.
Yeah.
These are just dumb illusions.
As Sadok and Bauer notice that, the birds start to become a little bit more transparent as you disbelieve them, and the poop that they've dropped around you vanishes.
Makes things so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
What a bunch of assholes.
All right, you're heading back to the dog.
See.
All right, so you guys make your way back through the warren, back out, past the corpses of the fistinators, and out to the dog. And you arrive there without incident. No further strange birds circling and cawing your heads. No further druids staring at you from rooftops. It's a very, even oddly peaceful walk back to the dog. Right, you can enter back in. The dog continues to sit behind the bar. He gives a ruff as the group of you guys enter.
I'll give a nod to the dog and indicate we all like drinks.
All right. He gives another woof. And as soon as you guys look away from him for a moment, he appears next to your table with a set of drinks on a tray.
Such good service.
He's such a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
The dog has also started giving you guys the better beer because he likes you all. So the beer has a noticeable improvement over the last time you guys were here,
Yay.
or the drinks in general.
We're good customers.
You always make sure to drop by. Yes, Bauer, unfortunately there was no fireball, but the night is young. We
It's
can
true.
dream.
Just sip of the drink and poke at a fistinator head out of a bag, slightly, like looking it over.
What was the it was the druids who were gonna pay us for the fistinators, so what was the name of their leader?
That was Aurea.
I will send her a sending.
All right. You've met her. So what do you say?
We got some of the heads you asked for, but we're being followed by the other people. So we're at the dog, or telling me where to meet you.
Her response comes back a few seconds later. I'll meet you at the dog if you can stay put for an hour.
Okay.
So, the hour passes. Eventually, a pigeon flutters in through the door and transforms into Array, the elf you guys met who runs the city circle.
Snow just lifts a hand in a wave.
She waves back. You have the heads?
Indicate the sack next to us.
She nods and drops a fat sack of gold on the table next to you. There you go. Payment for all the vaults we've been getting into.
Urban Enclave has gotten very annoying.
They have. They certainly have. But as long as we've got the money and we've got the help of people like you, and she motions to the four of you guys, we'll stay ahead of them. They keep bringing in more people is the only problem.
From where?
We think north. Most of them seem to be some kind of, or some ocean circle from up north. She kind of shrugs. Didn't know they had it in them to cooperate with Gamir like that, but
Scrunch his nose. They're being controlled by someone.
yeah, all the ones that we've tried to take captive seem to come down with a bad case of bleeding from the nose and then dying. And none of them seem especially willing to be resurrected.
And give a look over at Digroy at that. Like knowingly. Possible next steps, Digroy.
I mean, death doesn't stop you from questioning them.
But it also doesn't stop them from being found.
Neither does, but it makes it more difficult. It's harder to get answers out of somebody with Speak with Dead than it is with a zone of truth and some good old-fashioned violence. We're not, and she gazes briefly at Sadok. We're not your type of priest, unfortunately.
Even Sadok is not Sadok's type of priest.
You're not wrong.
Considering looking into it has gotten more difficult.
Perhaps. She just shrugs. None of the ones that come from up north seem to be especially good at what they do.
Very obnoxious.
Yes, that too. So, as long as we can keep kicking the shit out of them, we're not bothered by it. It's just frustrating that the enemy seems to have this never-ending supply of manpower. But, deal's done. I have my Fistinator heads. No constructs terrorizing the people of the Wardens. You have your gold.
That was all of them?
That was their prototype squad. Most people in the Warrens, believe it or not, aren't exactly equipped to fight a brute squad of enforcers.
But prototype means more.
It
Probably. Another
also means these are
foundry.
probably the best.
Sorry?
Also means these are probably the best.
Probably. I've gone through 2 versions in the last 6 months, though. Who knows what the next ones will come up with. Some of them have started spitting fire. Some of them are... They made a... at one point they had a construct that was automatically shooting every bird it saw, and they were planting them around the warren. They stopped when enough of the seagoing druids got shot by them by accident.
Rats.
Yes. They're doing a good job of working with what they have.
Then be careful, Ore.
You as well. You can do whatever you want with those heads. We don't especially need them.
Looking back at the others, maybe Sophia or Realm would be curious.
Indeed.
I'm not going to mention Monarch around the other druids.
Maybe not a bad idea. Alright. She'll give you a brief nod and transform back into a pigeon and fly out the doors. Leaving you guys alone, besides all of the other patrons in the dog.
What was in the sack?
Oh, the sack has 12,000 gold in it.
Huh. Nice. Okay.
3,000 for each y'all.
What else? What must we do here?
Here? I don't know. Not much. And I can't think of anything we need to do. Except wait for Realm to get here.
You mentioned a fence.
Oh, yeah. Need to find a good neighbor.
State Farm?
Good fences make good neighbors.
I hate you.
Welp.
All right. Oh, of course that's a TP thing. All right. So you want to go make a good neighbor?
So we're going to build a fence.
Yes. Yes, you are. All right. So you do have to head back into the Warren for this, but you guys can head through. Yeah. Another group of children attempts to pickpocket Diggeroy. They don't do nearly as good a job as the last group did, though. You spot them coming from a mile away.
I just kind of give him the nope head shake.
Keep
They
walking.
look briefly shocked that you saw through them so easily, and then they get kind of like an "aww," and they walk away with their head.
Bamboozled again.
Damn it, we've been blazed!
What? Why are the children high?
Never mind.
No, Fime, no.
Leave my high functioning addict out of this.
I'm not the one who started that.
Alrighty. So, you guys make it back. You got a set of directions from the kid you met last time, Diggeroy,
Mm-hmm.
to his fence, which I definitely wrote down and didn't come up with on the spot. But you can, of course. But you follow the instructions. You hang a left. You manage to find your way back to the intersection. It takes you a moment to reorient with all of the new people around. But you make your way 2 streets down, hang a left, come to the door that was described to you. You knock 3 times, and a voice comes out from behind the door. Hey, who are you all?
I'm looking for a pawn shop. Am I on the right street?
Are you a cop? Because if you are a cop,
You totally have
you
to
have to tell me. And you're not allowed to arrest me for anything you saw me doing before I knew you were a cop.
I am not a cop.
Awesome. Come on in, Skeezy Steves.
Holy Fuck. Wow.
You open the door and you find your way into a low-ceilinged house with a gnome behind the door. He ushers you in quickly. Come on, come on. Gotta take you to Skeezy Steve. He'll set you up with whatever pawning stuff you want. The gnome escorts you back through very short tunnels and takes you back to a even shorter gnome. He's barely 2 feet tall, who looks up at the lot of you and is glaring. He has dark, like black hair. He is completely unshaven in the dirty kind of way. And he stares up at you with beady little eyes. Hey, the name's Skeezy Steve. You fellas looking to pawn something? Looking to buy, looking to sell?
I have some excess merchandise.
Ah, kind that fell off the back of a wagon?
Something like that.
Course. What kind of merchandise are we talking?
Did I get a list from Monarch?
The sharks.
Not the ascending, no. It's a variety.
Yeah, I
You
was
have
gonna say. All
variety.
right, so I'll probably go with quite a few different objects, of different sizes, scope, origin.
Hmm.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask away.
Have you heard of the sharks?
Which ones? Emerald, ruby, sapphire, granite, onyx, malachite, jade, blue, red, black, yellow, brown.
The Buccaneers.
Ain't heard of any buccaneer sharks.
Aren't they like emerald or something like that?
Interesting.
Or wait. Not the group isn't named. Your group isn't named the Buccaneer Sharks, are they? They're sharks
Yeah,
that are buccaneers.
exactly. Now we're getting
Ah,
somewhere.
cool.
Not really your
So
scene.
sapphire, ruby, malachite, or jade sharks.
Yeah, we'll leave the vampire sharks out of this. Anyway, they've asked me to set up arrangements for shifting objects they don't need, they don't intend to keep.
Ah, you did look like a pirate when you walked in here. Skeezy Steve knows the drill. And he just taps the side of his nose a couple of times. You got some variety of goods you're stealing from others in the trade war, and you need somewhere to offload.
That's the long and short of it.
Alrighty. Well, you talk to the. You still haven't told me which shark band you represent, but you talk to. Send a message to your captain. Tell him tell him to give me a call whenever or to send me a message whenever he's looking to offload. We'll meet him at Pier 14.
Heads up, Pier 14. Gotcha. Stand up. Give him a quick nod. Thank you for your time.
One's out of Visherod? Or out of that island down there?
In that area.
Huh. Excellent. Let me know if you need to move any other product.
Heard there were some dwarves mining down there.
Gonna put my inspiration on this one.
Sure.
Much better.
Hey.
He seems like he knows. He's figured out a little bit more than he's letting on from what you guys have.
Right, but is he intending to do business?
Yeah. He's asking you guys questions in the sense of like, I'm greedy as fuck and I want more money from you guys.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Not in the
That's
sense
an
of,
expected sort of-
yes, I'm trying to steal your shit and take over your island or something.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm watching out for. Or betray us or something.
No, I mean, he's a fence.
Yeah, no.
His loyalty only goes so far, but you know,
Right, but he's still got to maintain that reputation as someone you can do business with.
Mm-hmm.
of course. Yeah. You have any metal you need moved or any variety? You
I
let
honestly
old,
don't know what needs to be moved right now.
well, you let old Skeezy Steve know. Or if those sharks of yours are, which one of you is the Lord, by the way? It has to be one of you.
There's an admiral.
No, but I mean, the island down there. One of you has to be the one who's in charge of the place, otherwise why are you talking to me? And I mean, you own an entire island with, as far as I know, no external competition. He's dropping a little bit of his affected skeeziness.
Yeah.
One of you has to be there's no competition that I know of to claim the island, which basically makes whoever runs the place a lord.
I don't think anyone's claimed the title yet.
Blink.
Claim it or not, it's basically the same effect.
There's a difference. Other nobles, especially ones who inherited it, care a lot about what you call yourself.
Yeah.
So as long as no
From the
one's
sounds of it,
claiming to
doesn't
be
sound
the
like
lord,
anyone's
there's no
gonna fight
competition.
too hard. Bauer, if you want to dub yourself Lord Bauer in front of Skeezy Steve, go ahead and speak up.
It's more like, oh Lord Bauer.
Well, you don't want to tell me, that's fine. Skeezy Steve knows the business. He taps his nose again.
Digger kind of shrugs. You know how it is. Give away the information you have to, and assume people will figure out the rest later.
Of course. Anyhow, let's talk money.
Well, without specifying the product, it's kind of hard to specify how much we're going to run it for.
There.
So
Can
I
I
think
assume
for
that
the
for the
time
moment,
being, we're going to have to do it on a case by case.
For say a 6-month basis, I have exclusive rights to salvage from whatever business you undertake, or whatever business the sharks undertake.
Let's do 3-month trial.
3 months
Anything we
trial?
bring to Aventine,
Sorry?
you first. And
What was
we
that
don't
last
sell
part?
it to anyone else here.
Fair enough. Three months. I can work with that.
Let me know what you have soonest so I can start lining up buyers.
Are you familiar with the sending spell?
This isn't the first time I've worked with long distance clients.
Then you know.
Yeah.
That's the
Have
most likely way you'll be contacted.
sounds fair enough. Have your representative contact me via sending. Tell them to use the word. What's a good safe word?
Pineapple?
Sure. Tell them to use the word pineapple as the first word in their sending. I'll reply back with potato to verify everything's all right. Deal?
Diggeroy writes it down and then burns it.
He holds it. He nods approvingly and holds out his hand to you.
He shakes it.
All right. It'll be good doing business with you. All right. Now, let's get you out of here.
Okay.
Bob! Bob! The other gnome who let you guys in scurries out from behind a curtain. Get them out of here. Pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise.
All right. I'm just writing down terms so that I don't forget for later.
Expecting pizzazz. Pineapple pizzazz. I'm sure this will be fine.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Alrighty. So, Bob escorts you out of Skeezy Steve's pawn shop and gives a quick bow as he ushers you out the door and then shuts the door in your face.
Right.
Goodbye, humans.
Blink. I'll turn and look around. Anyone? Did you need anything in town, Sidok?
No, I think I'm good.
Back to Diggeroy. How long did Realm say it would be for them?
About 3 days.
So about 2 more at this point. It's early evening at this point.
So just wait at the dog.
Unless you want to do some shopping.
Think of that. We are unsure what else we need right now. We gained much in the sigil place. And just like shows off all the stuff on the staff. New mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they are slowly incorporating themselves into your staff and body. As I figure out what the fuck to do with them because I keep forgetting. Because I'm the worst.
The worst. I just want my
So
magic
I'm
mushrooms, damn it.
I know.
I'm looking at my cash flow. I'm like, I should be able to buy something with this. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, you guys
bucks.
got a pretty big infusion of gold in the last few sessions.
A little bit. Hmm. 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 Yeah, what would be good for...
Yeah, if you guys have things you would like to buy in Aventine, or perhaps enhancements you would like to look for in the artificery area of the university, that is something you can totes do in the next 2 days. Is there anything that comes to mind for you guys?
Sorry, I'm still looking through.
Would it be possible to potentially enchant my staff with, like, something that would add, like, radiant damage or fire damage or something to it, so it's not just all the necrotic that doesn't work on half the things that I want to fight?
It's not half the things you want to fight.
Or at least rot shit.
Possible. For sure. Who would be less artificery though, and probably like Here's a question. In a school of magic, where do the botanists go?
I feel
Probably
like with
closest to the
potions and...
apothecary.
Yeah, apothecary type.
Here's a better question. What school of magic is plant growth? Transmutation it is!
Transmutation relic.
Through one of the quirks of how, through a quirk of administration, botany and the like have ended up in the transmutation area.
Is that a conjuration? But yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. I might ask about that then.
Alrighty.
A fire flower for my staff. It'd be Mario.
Alrighty. Anybody else looking for stuff?
How much would a +3 plus breastplate cost?
Good question. Motherfucker.
It would be legendary.
Isn't armor plus
Just
plus 3 armor
plus
is very
armor.
rare, isn't it? Plus 3 armor I thought was very.
Nah, shields are very rare, and plus 3 weapons are very rare, but armor's one step up.
Right. Okay. So, roll me a D100 to see if you can find any plus 3 armor. Is thing number 1. If it's for some reason legendary.
Just really hard to make that much plus 3 metal.
Yeah, fair. Alas, you cannot find. You go through the Emporium and check out Magic Armor, the Magic Armor store, which has never done you wrong before. But you can't seem to find any plus 3 breastplates around.
And it probably wouldn't even be worth the money anyway. That's the thing, when you're a full caster, there's not a ton of like stuff you need.
Hmm.
And I don't have like the attunement slot for a lot of. Like I already have the harp, which is probably the best thing for a bard to get. Oh well, I'll sit on the cash for now.
Fair enough. Can always go for like a Wand of the War Mage or something.
Yeah, do they have one of those?
Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum. Plus 1 kind is only uncommon. Dope.
Yeah, no, they're fairly.
You can definitely find, at the very least, a plus 1 Wand of the War Mage and at least one plus 2 one as well.
How much would the plus 2 one cost?
Plus 2. Plus 2 we got for 5,000 gold pieces.
I'll haggle a little on that.
Alright. What are you proposing there, mister?
Well, I understand you need to make a profit, but you know, let's keep the markup reasonable. I'll give you 4,000.
Give me that persuasion check. You find a Wand of the War Mage in a nice. You find the Wand of the War Mage in a place called Rods, Wands, and other pointy implements. And the guy looks at you. The gnome behind the counter looks at you. I'll give you 4150 for it. I'll take 4150 for it.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, basically Phil's phallic objects. Pleasure doing business with you. I'm Phil. This is my store of rods, wands, and other pointy implements. Come back anytime. Anything else you're looking for today? Any nice staves, perhaps?
That'll be all for now, thank you.
All right. Alrighty. Well, come back anytime. Phil's is always open to somebody with pockets like yours.
I get that a lot.
I bet you do. Saduk, Bauer, anything you guys want to look for?
Not at the moment.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything.
Alrighty, cool. Alright, Kristona, you're heading to Transmutation
Mm-hmm.
to bug them about your plan. So, you pass by several young transmutation working out in the quad. They all have little wooden statues in front of them, and they seem to be working on transforming them into various kinds of metal. One of them is attempting to show off and starts going around to his buddies' statues and turning them into dicks.
Of course.
But you can make your way past the frat bro wizards and into the greenhouses of transmutation.
Stone just doesn't like the frat boys because they're turning perfectly good wood into metal.
It fades after an hour.
Much prettier as the wood.
Phrasing. So you head into the greenhouse. One of the gnomes there meets you. Hey there. What are you looking for? This place is packed to the gills with basically every kind of plant imaginable. There is one that effectively looks like an enormous piranha plant with a single bulbous head on the end of a very long prehensile stalk. There's all kinds of flowers, all kinds of herbs. There's various fantastical smells coming from all over the place. You can see a darker.
Sorry,
Oh boy,
Whoa.
that is some gnarly fucking steel wind strike damage.
Hot damn.
Should be a 32 to hit.
Oof. Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
You have my sympathies. But yeah, you can see a dark edge at the other end of it where it looks like they're keeping other kinds of plants that thrive in night. The gnome with bright red hair, tall for a gnome, about 3 feet tall, looks up at you and says, "Hey, what are you here for?"
Stone's gonna take the staff and kind of hold it out. We use this to defend ourselves and are wondering if there is an enchantment or a plant that could add fire or radiance without damaging the spores.
Good question. Let me think. Got those fire ones, but they'll hurt your spores something fierce. Burn down your staff, they probably will. We do have. You have the coin for this, right? And he looks up at you expectantly.
We believe so. What would it cost?
Oh, that's up to you. We got these funny little mushrooms that give off flashes when they get hit by something. Defense mechanism that they evolved in the Underdark. Very curious little beasties.
cousins.
Meant to disorient, but could do for radiance, too. You leave that staff with me for a day. Give me... how much gold do you have on you that you're willing to spend?
Just kind of like, after being around Diggeroy enough, just kind of lean on that. What would you need?
Call it, Pods can't flash indefinitely. Can't go around that. Not without an injection of some other stuff, which would take a while to figure out. But they do regrow pretty fast. Call it 8,000 gold for me to fuse 6 of these pods onto your staff.
Can I insight if that sounds about right from all the other stuff I've put together so far?
Sure.
Oop, no, that's just never mind. It's like a 12. Thing.
Seems legit enough.
Give us a nod. We accept.
Good. And I'll do some work on calming down all of these. How many different species are in here? 16, 17, 18?
Now I'm curious. I'm trying to remember because I thought there was 8 and then 10. I think I've gotten a couple more since then. The Cranocta and the one. And then, so 11. But we have all been integrating. So differences matter less.
What are these new? Looks like you've put a bunch of new ones in here recently.
Yes.
Wow, they look like they're being little bitches and not integrating properly. Clean that up as well while I'm at it.
Would be useful. Look a little awkward about that. Like, couldn't keep.
He doesn't especially seem to notice that your hat or anything.
Yeah, I figured. A little high up.
Yes.
At this point, it's all down the arm too. At least underneath the skin a little bit.
He's not really paying attention to you. Just to your stick.
Bow chicka bow wow. Not the stick.
Alrighty. Gold, please, and your staff. Give me a day or two.
Very well. And we'll hand over the gold first, and then carefully the staff, and then just like as handing it over, be nice to them, please.
Of course.
I
Wouldn't
was
hurt.
talking to them.
He looks up at you and notices your hat and the rest of the fungus on you. Oh. And he gives you like a little actual bow. Yes, I will. Thank you.
Blinks at that. Not sure of that, but nods and hands it over. And then we'll go meet up with everyone.
Alrighty. Alright. All of you meet up at the dog. And, does anybody have anything in particular they'd like to do over the next 2 days other than...
I'm all set.
Sorry, what was that?
I am all set.
Yeah,
Alright.
good.
Same.
Alrighty. Yeah, you have 2 days of downtime if you think of something, stick it in downtime activities.
The answer is going to be day
Um,
drinking,
yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, go ahead. Day drink all you want. You're not in sigil. There's, a limited amount you can do to get yourselves killed here.
Well, that just sounds like a challenge.
Are there any churches here? Like, you haven't been to, like, the church around here in a while, have you, Sadok?
Yeah, that's probably what Stoke would be doing.
Alright. So, the church here is the one that's, technically secret, but, they, let
There's
you
a
in.
big sign on the front saying "Secret Church. Don't tell anyone."
Shh.
I mean, you're not exactly wrong.
Oh no.
The Zeroth Church of Tear Saints.
Okay, now I need
Totally
to...
not a church.
It's called Crossroads.
Hey, fuck you.
It's a very trendy coffee shop.
Oh, I thought you... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you were making a joke about something else.
No, I was making a Maria Bamford joke.
Now I really want to have a secret church, don't tell anybody sign on a church somewhere.
I don't think you can beat now open Sundays.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
Like, not a church.
No.
Just have faith that it's not a church.
Oh, maybe that's where you'll meet the guy who tries to distract you with his raps and rhymes.
Oh no. Wait, didn't we already meet a demon like that before?
No, he didn't try to distract you with his raps and rhymes. If he did, he was clearly very bad at it, because you all killed him or banished him.
I just remember, like, one of the demons did, like, something like that similarly.
I don't think so. Oh, there was the one that was the outcast who was the ice devil who kept shouting, "What's cooler than being cool?"
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the one you're
That's
thinking
probably
of.
what I'm thinking of, yeah.
There was Bony Bill, Krabby Kyle, and then the outcast.
Fucking Boney Bill.
I loved Bony Bill. Don't make fun of Bony Bill.
We kicked his ass. I can make fun of whoever I want.
Yeah, alright. So, you guys spend the next couple days, and on the third day, Realm and Ramus and Sophia with them land the airship just off of, where would you land an airship in Aventine? That's a very good question. They land it.
There's a helipad on top of one of the university spires.
No.
Well, is it like a zeppelin, and you just sort of tie it off and walk on a gangplank?
No,
That
they'll
would be
land
the
it. They'll
tallest
land it
building.
out in the harbor and then just sail into a pier.
There you go.
The ship's waterproof. It's technically a submarine, even. Which I swear you guys know already. I swear. But yeah. So Realm and Remus tie off on the third day, and the Falcon awaits you guys in the harbor. You can pretty easily see it from your rooms in the Dog.
Stone will go pick up their staff and then come back.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Ready. Cool. So, you guys head back out to the Falcon, and Realm comes up to each of you and gives you big jumping hugs, with a running start each.
Just
Oh,
do like
it's
the
so
momentum spin.
good. It's good to see you all again. What the hell happened?
Quite a bit, actually.
Huh.
Sigil.
Is any of it related to why Skill's so mad?
Sorry, about who is so mad?
Skull, the Primarch.
Oh. That's not unrelated. I mean, he really only has himself to blame for that, but...
Yeah, turns out he's an insane asshole, which I'm sure you already know. And
Yeah, he's always been an asshole and always been kind of crazy.
we plane shift to Sigil rather than deal with him.
Cool.
Fuck.
Alright. Cristona and Diggeroy. You both notice Ramus, as Realm is tackle hugging the group of you. You notice Ramus kind of cock his head, pull out his longbow, and put a shot into a bird that's sitting atop one of the nearby buildings, and then very quickly put it back away as if he didn't do anything.
We were doing that before, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ramus has been shooting people who've been trying to follow us since we left Helgi Domer. Something about them not being able to scry on us, we think. So they've started sending humans after us to try and keep track of where we are.
That makes sense.
How's that working out for him?
Not well. Not well at all. Realm
Good to
kind of
hear.
smiles a bit as she says it.
Good.
We think he doesn't know that Ramus is back.
Didn't seem like it.
Oh,
No.
that would be excellent news.
We think. So he's so they're not exactly prepared to handle him at all.
Who
Is
is
anyone ever
actually
really
prepared?
prepared for him?
High five.
He kind of just nods at that. No, nobody is.
Nobody expects the Remus Inquisition.
I mean, I wasn't.
He kind of just notices that you guys are there and notices that a couple of you actually saw him shoot that bird. And he just gives like a big thumbs up and grin at the two of you who spotted it.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. All right. So we should probably get a move on before we have to
Yep.
kill more of his people.
Agreed.
Hope you've dealt with everything you need to and haven't seen for a little while.
I hope so.
Me too. Oh, we think Sophia found a way to make sure the Death Gaze doesn't find us anymore either.
Oh, good.
So that's encouraging. She'll be more than happy to show you all if you actually go chat with her.
Oh, right. We have heads she might want to see.
Who did you kill?
Technically,
I
we
should
didn't kill
rephrase-
them.
I should rephrase that. Who that was notable did you kill?
Less who, and then like opens a bit of the sack.
Ooh, got it.
Potentially useful.
Potentially, yeah.
We'll show her then.
Alrighty. So you guys head in and head up onto the ship. Ramus gives you a brief little bow, Diggeroy. It's semi-serious at least, and takes you over to the controls. You ready to take off?
Let's find out.
All right. Don't
I
break the
remember what to
city.
do first.
Wait, he's
A
more
whole extra
concerned with the
dimension
city
keep
than the
track of.
ship.
The ship will be fine. Just don't break the city. There's a bar down there that I used to like.
I'm now more tempted to. I want to see him break the city.
Do not break the dog.
Yeah, that. Break the rest of it.
Yeah,
just
it
not
was
the
called the dog. I used to love the dog.
It is still in business, which is
Ah.
mildly disturbing on its own now that I think about it.
Excellent. Oh, I'll have to go grab a beer. Catch up.
Anyway, yeah, I'll take off and try and steer the ship. Well, first I'm going to sail out of the harbor.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna try and take off right
That
from the
way,
dog.
as it were.
This ain't Firefly.
All right. You sail out of the harbor a little ways. Takes you about an hour, and then you engage the air and fire elementals instead of the water ones. Stash some of the sails. Inflate the balloon, and rise into the air. Back in the airship. At long last.
Hooray. Ouch.
Sorry.
Yep, set course for Vishrod.
Alrighty. So, you guys turn south towards the Visharad. You guys turn south. Four-skull straight map. It's been so long since I could place you guys reliably upon it. So long indeed. To think that you'll only be here for like another session, maybe, before you inevitably go somewhere else. I'll take it. Yeah, alright. So, you guys take a week, head down to the Visharad. As you arrive, you notice that a good chunk more of the island, which was once just composed entirely of that white stone, has appears to have been covered with some layer of soil. Some of it is sprouting greenery. You can even spot the beginnings of crops coming into existence on a part of the island as you swoop in from above.
Nice. Also, as
The,
we went, definitely showed the heads to Sophia.
Yes. Sophia takes them. She pokes around in the heads some. There's pieces of paper in their mouths. That's odd.
Anything written on it?
More orders?
Orders, yeah. Crush resistance, intimidate populace, defend self. This is new. Different from the Warforged. I wonder if there's a reason they're doing it this way instead of the traditional way. I'll have to look into it.
Helpful.
Should be. Thank you. Yeah. So the Visharad also has several sets, a couple sets of new docks as well, which have several new ships lying in them. A couple of what look like cargo type ships, but the majority of them appear to be ships of war. And the walls of the actual fortress itself have been completely repaired. They are now well polished new stone, well crafted, with the occasional dwarf that you can spot almost like an ant from above, crawling over them and checking them. And you can see Warforged patrols on the walls of the Visharad as well, keeping an eye out for anything that might be there, as well as newly reconstructed siege weaponry upon the walls.
Been busy.
Well, it's been a little while, too.
True. Island
Okay.
looks much better.
It does. Bring the ship in.
Alrighty. You bring the ship in, set it down, and a group of Warforged come out to meet you, led by Monok. Greetings, Overseer.
Hello, Monarch.
It is good to see you. It has been quite some time.
It has, and it's good to be back.
It is good to have you back. Will you be staying for long, or simply checking in?
For a little while, at least. We have planning to do before we do anything else.
Haha. Excellent. You aren't immediately going to a different island. Madoka looks up at you. Very well. I will ready the war room in case. Do you have questions or anything I may do for you while you are here, Overseer?
I'll want a full report in a bit. Is there anything I need to know right now?
Nothing immediate. Production continues on schedule. The mining efforts are gaining fruit.
I thought they were
Sorry,
supposed to get
bearing
ore.
fruit. Sorry?
I thought they were supposed to get ore.
I
For mining
apologize,
for fruit.
Overseer. I have learned to use expressions while you have been gone.
Oh, excellent.
I will endeavor to be more clear in my communication if it has led you to be confused. I apologize.
It's fine. Continue.
Manok shows what almost looks like a smile on his face. Thank you, Overseer. You can hear a little squeaking from his face as it slightly rearranges towards what's almost a smile.
Oh. Someone needs an oil can.
Yeah, all right. What do you guys want to do while
Got to figure out where we want to go next.
Yes.
yes. What a good question.
Also, should not stay here that long. We cannot be scryed on, but places still can, correct?
Mm.
Non-detection makes you invisible to scrying sensors.
So they won't know we're here if they're looking here, but
But if people are
So they-
talking to us and they scry on the place.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean that's tough because they have to be in the exact right room, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's true. Or like people
Like,
that know us.
they can no longer scry directly on you, and they can no longer scry directly on you. You're invisible if they happen to scry on the room. Yes, they can put it together if they happen to scry at the right place and time.
I think the real concern is if they know some of the other key players in the Vishrad, like Manak, they could scry on him.
Exactly.
But you got a wand of non-detection, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, if we want to talk about anything important with him, we can just cast that on him first. Or just do any, like, important planning on the ship.
That is preferred. We simply do not want to bring trouble back to the Vishrod when it is finally regrowing life.
That's fair. But in terms of where we're going next, what are our priorities? And there's still the cult going on. Always
There
down
sure
to
is.
go murder cult.
The cult is there.
I feel like we need to do something about the Primarch, but that might be more of a long-term goal than anything else.
We are still concerned about the one in the Nutongi Sea causing
Yeah.
these problems.
Isn't that cult related, or the cult's working on that or something?
Unclear. There have been references before to a. I can't remember who mentioned it to you. I want to say it was the Primordial who mentioned to you a group of Triton in the North Ocean who you might want to go chat with.
That's the Sapphire Shelter, right? Or
Nope.
no, it's
The
different.
Sapphire Shelter just happens to be. The
the
Sapphire
same
Shelter
area?
is a druid circle that happens to have a Triton
Hmm.
in it. But there's like effectively a Triton homeland in the Nutongi Ocean.
Okay.
Well, unless anybody else has anything else to do, then let's head up to Natangi Ocean first, and then, unless something else crops up, we can swing out east to go handle the cult activity out there before coming back. What? What are you laughing at?
I'm just thoroughly amused by how long the cult has just been at like the bottom of your list of priorities. I'm not complaining. I'm just thoroughly amused by how long.
To be fair, I think they've also proven themselves to be the most incompetent of all of our enemies so far.
Except for the ones we don't. Well, at least of the ones that we remember.
Yeah, of the ones that are actually a priority.
I'm not sure who you're referencing, but anyway.
We've met some incompetent non-priorities, but you know.
Up to you guys.
But, well, the other thing we could do is probably spend some time training, because I do want to do a little bit of that before we head out, and maybe hopefully get some information, because I want to read some of these chronomancy books that I've been collecting.
We need time to better integrate with our new spores as well.
And then we should probably go see what they're up to, though. That is a thing we should deal with.
You want to do the cult first, then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Go figure out what they're up to. Fuck it up.
Yeah,
As
I
frustrating
think there's
as
a
it is.
couple of locations that they're at.
As frustrating as it is to do what the Primarch asked us to do anyway.
Well, that's why we only need to disrupt them, because eventually the Primarch's going to come down here anyway. But I don't like that. I don't want the Primarch around. So if they're gone, he has less motivation to address us first. Okay, well, let's spend a week or two training, reconnecting with people here, figuring out what's going on. See if we can gather information.
Telling the sharks about your
And then
fence.
Yeah, double check that he's like not gonna fuck things up.
Skeezy Steve.
That's a name you can trust.
Exactly. That's his tagline, a name you can trust.
How do you know it's not?
I didn't say it wasn't. I specifically said that's his tagline.
Yeah, okay. People want to spend some time training. People want to spend some time connecting, figuring out what the cult's up to. Cool. So hey, who remembers that neat dowsing machine that you guys found on Scalum?
Only because you told me.
Only because I happened to bitch about it last night. Yes.
Yeah, because I totally forgot. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fair. So you guys found. Pretty sure it was on Scalum.
Oh, the magical dowsing rod that we use to locate cult activity?
Yeah, the dowsing rod that they developed to search for what they've labeled as the anima.
Yep, it's still in my
As
inventory.
the anime.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I had no idea it was in your inventory.
You had it. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew somebody had to have it, but yeah. So if you're going to look for cult activity, do you want to use that again?
Yeah, I mean, I can check it now. I mean, I'm expecting, like, we triangulated where they were
Yeah.
earlier. I mean, if we're just hanging out in the
Yeah,
Vishra,
but that was
I'm
literally
assuming it'll
months
just
ago.
point. Yeah, that's a good point. Double check now. I'm expecting it just mostly points east, and we can home in.
Or it's like a pandemic. It's spread so many places now.
I mean, that is a good point. It has been quite some time. They might. Except I thought the dowsing rod was not looking for the cult, it was looking for the anima.
It is.
So I wouldn't expect that to have changed.
You guys
Unless they like
spent,
found things and moved it.
Last time you guys followed the dowsing machine, it led you to Drya and the Nolan anima that's currently in your head, Sadok.
Right. I remember that.
I would hope he continues to be in your head.
Or hasn't burned himself out yet.
Nope, he hasn't managed to kill you yet.
Not for a lack of trying on my part, though.
You are not wrong. Alright, so, dowsing. I think it's not a humongous surprise that it no longer points to Drya. But there were two other places that it pointed to out here, in the wild places as well, to the east.
Right.
Let me select the fucking square!
No square for you.
I promise I'm trying. Okay, the fucking...
This is why you put your squares on the object layer, not the map.
I'm an idiot, I know. Okay, I'll figure that out later. The point is, oh my god, I broke everything.
Oh no.
There we go. Okay. So the upper green square here is no longer dowsing. You are no longer picking anything up from there.
That doesn't sound good.
You are, however, picking up things from... Whoops. I drew it on the map layer.
Didn't we just have this conversation?
I know!
You can just move the actual map to a different layer temporarily. Or you can just drag it to the side, that works too.
Fuck all y'all. I did it.
We're proud of you.
Damn fucking straight.
So I just realized, are there just trees in the middle of nowhere on this map?
They're
Yes.
growing out of the ocean. The ocean is a place.
I mean, this is called the wild place. This is not called the wild places for no reason.
I want to go there. I want to go to one of those trees, then we can just walk through it when we want to.
They are shown on the map as literally just trees growing out of the ocean.
Sweet.
Interesting. So
You can, by all means, like drop anchor at one and go check it out and see what lives on a tree that's just growing out of the ocean. You would have to actually go to this place first. So actually, you are dowsing. So you're dowsing this island over here and this tree growing out of the ocean. Are now dowsing.
there's now 3 places instead of 2?
Yeah.
Interesting. Nolan, do you know what the hell this dowsing rod's actually looking for?
Me, I guess. There is also one of them. The dowsing rod also points at you,
Oh,
or the
yeah,
dowsing
that's
machine
fine.
also points at you.
I mean, my answer is
Me.
more there used to just be 2. Now there's 3 in different locations.
Stop making Horcruxes.
You're not-
Stop making Horcruxes.
Are you multiplying? Like an amoeba?
Not that I know of. It's probably some druid bullshit, kid.
Hey.
Oh, sure. Blame the druids.
I do blame the druids.
What exactly do you mean by druid bullshit?
What?
Prim made the prison on Draya that you found. She made the other ones as well, for the other chunks of me.
So it is Horcruxes.
Kind of.
Except he didn't make them. His girlfriend did. It's kind of weird.
Kid, do you remember? Did I ever tell you how I came to be as something separate from, as we've called him, Nolan Prime?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Looks like you're, those Trinity, looks like the cult's managed to find at least one of them. And, that's lifted some of Prim's divination blocking on the other ones.
Interesting.
Because
So
there's
there's-
all.
Possibly even more of you out there.
There definitely are.
That's
There aren't only 4 of
Potentially-
us.
a
Yeah,
disturbing thought.
Potentially
you
important
not?
question. What happens if 2 of them come into contact? So to speak.
Boom.
Bwahaha. I was wondering if any of you were going to ask that question.
I wasn't gonna ask, I was just gonna touch it.
Bow chicka bow wow?
Best guess? The 2 pieces of us merge back together the way that we originally were. Fight it out. Whoever's personality is strongest wins.
one other question. Are you like a specific aspect of Nolan's personality?
You get a very strong mental shrug.
Because like I
have
want to know
no
like
idea.
what part of Nolan I got. Like, are you just like the sarcastic asshole part? Or
Was that
Trust
just
me,
the
kid.
whole
If
of-
I were the sarcastic asshole part, I'd be a much stronger. Let's just say that.
I can believe that.
I think the sarcastic asshole is just something that applies to all of us.
I can believe that.
We got pretty bitter as time went on. Um, yeah. Best case, we merge together, we fight it out. You might get a much nicer or much less nice Nolan in your head. You get another mental shrug.
Great. Should be great fun finding out.
I agree. I think it'll be excellent.
As the rest of us are just standing here and staring at him as he's having a mental conversation.
Look, would you like your friends to
Probably
hear
share
this?
most of what Nolan said.
Would you want your friends to hear this? Should I just manifest for them?
Sure.
All right. A wisp of smoke kind of poofs out of your ear and resolves into the form of Nolan Earth Dream. And he fills everybody else in on what's going on.
Party. Voice in my head. Voice in my head. Party.
I know their names, Sadok. I see everything you do.
We saw him at the trial.
You did indeed. So, any of the rest of you got questions for me?
Do you have any idea how many parts there are?
3 threes. 9 of us in total.
Does that include Nolan Prime, as it were?
Yep.
So essentially 7 more animas.
2 of them were already taken, I think.
Would the dowsing rod point to Nolan Prime?
Probably. If he hasn't figured out some way to actually, shit. Never mind. The dowsing rod will not point at you. I keep forgetting that you guys have the non-detection amulets on. It will not point at you.
Ah, right. And yeah, he's probably got his own non-divination stuff.
Probably.
But, I mean, he cast you guys aside for a reason. So it's unlikely he's re-merged with them. Right?
True. He doesn't have to, though. He just has to give us to people he trusts.
Sure. But at least he can't, like, use you to get stronger or anything.
No. He probably doesn't need it.
Well,
But
that's also true.
the others that he has with him can always use them to do that.
What sort of people would he trust?
Anyone like him.
So people he really shouldn't trust?
Exactly.
We'll bring Skeezy Steve.
Honestly, he may well, if he met somebody named Skeezy Steve, he may well at least give them a chance.
Well, I mean, sure, who wouldn't? It's really the people with names like Honest Ed or something that you have to watch out for.
Who calls themselves that?
Honest Ed.
I knew an honest Ed once. He was an asshole.
Got along smashingly.
Oh, we got along smashingly for about 10 minutes. Then we got along like a house on fire. Literally, he set the house on
Screaming,
fire.
crying, massive property damage.
Well, he did literally set the house on fire. I did not care for Honest Ed.
So, if we were to go to these places and find the other anima, what should we do? Because, like, pointing to Sadok's head, that is probably not the best answer.
I don't know. You can always keep sticking more of us in Sidok's head. I'm sure nothing bad can come out of repeatedly shoving extra souls into somebody.
Like we
Here, I
said,
thought you were going to say there's plenty of room.
self burn.
Ooh, self-burn, those are rare.
That
I can't
is
help
why
it. It
we
was
said
too
that
good of a
is not a
line,
good
and then he
idea.
didn't take it.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Stick him in one of those reincarnation spots. See if, see what happens when chunks of Nolan Earthdream's soul reincarnate into other people.
That sounds
Reincarnate
like
Or just
spots.
figure, or just figure out how to erase him completely. Trap him somewhere where he can't be found again.
So they can be destroyed?
Presumably.
For some reason I
For
thought
sure.
like the Prim thing said that they couldn't at the time or something like that, but I could be wrong. Huh. Hence the prisons.
Prim's not exactly a master of destroying.
There.
I don't know. Can always go back to that Zalen fellow. See if he's willing to rip apart time and space for you all again.
If any of you have seen Soul Eater, you know what the Excalibur face is, and that's what Kristona is making right now.
Yeah. Oh, Soul Eater. I should go rewatch that show or reread that at some point.
They need an ultimate version.
Yeah. Quality series. Regardless, yeah. Nolan will suggest Zalen as an alternative, and
That
Or-
sounds like an even worse idea.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, consecrate me to Tyr or something? He kind of shrugs.
That sounds like a reasonable idea.
He didn't seem especially keen to murder me after last time, but
One version.
fair enough.
If anyone can contain whatever's going on here,
Well, they are contained right now.
well, someone's going around decontaining them.
Yeah.
Decontamination.
Contain a nation?
Yes.
I mean, if if Prim can't keep them contained against whatever Trinity's packing these days, you probably can't either. That's not me being mean. That's just fact.
Yeah.
So which
No,
is
I get
the
it.
closest besides... And pointing at Sadok again.
Looks like that one tree.
Yeah. So there's the one tree. There's this island, which is kind of marked off as their staging point for this whole area on you guys' maps.
I couldn't remember whether we're over this way or we're over
Oh,
this
yeah,
way in
yeah.
comparison.
You guys are off the west edge of this map.
Okay.
Yeah, this is to the east of us.
Yeah.
Aha.
So, yeah. There's this island that's marked off as a staging point on the map. There's this mountain that's just growing out of the water. There's this tree that's just growing out of the water. And then there's this place.
I say we hit up the tree first.
Agreed.
Okay.
Sure.
All your dreams. All right. Climb the tree. Go searching for Nolan bits there. That's the next move.
Nolan
You
bits.
promise?
Nolan
do you
knows.
promise?
Nolan
Do you
bits.
promise
Part of a
that's where you're
complete
going
breakfast.
next?
Promise nothing.
After 2 weeks of downtime and jumping.
This is what I get for letting you guys sandbox things.
Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this?
It was mine.
Yes, it
I
was.
know. I bitch and moan, but this is great. All right, tree it is.
We'll get halfway there and then playing shift to sigil.
I mean,
It'll be from
been-
something on his random encounter table.
Oh, there we go. We can sell off Nolan and sigil.
I mean, honestly, you've already been to Sigil once. Like, it's less problematic if you do it again now. It's not like, oh shit, I have to go relearn all of the, like, background bullshit Sigil lore. It's like, oh yes, that place they've been already. Let me, like, open up a few more tabs. remind myself.
That'd be hilarious
Um,
if we could just sell Nolan bits on the black market and sigil.
um,
Keep it far
I mean, if
away.
you
That's-
want to sell somebody else's soul,
Right? Hey, and no
If
gods are
you-
allowed there, so no cults.
if you could do it anywhere, if you could do it anywhere, period, outside of like the 9 hells, Sigil would be the
Sigil.
place to do it. Unless you guys want to get real into like devil worshipping and devil summoning.
Maybe we can trade for Sadok's friend.
Ah, yes. For
I think
her.
Nolan actually has her.
Hmm. Oh. Hmm.
Nolan
Not
Prime,
just
that is?
devils in general. Yeah, Nolan Prime.
Bastard.
Indeed.
He is an inconsiderate dick.
Bastard coded bastard with bastard
That's an
filler.
insult to us bastards. Okay. So downtime, then tree. Got it.
All right. What do people want to do in downtime then? There's a lot of downtime in this episode.
You're right.
I do want to use a lot of that time studying the chronomancy books I've been collecting over these past few months.
Okay. I don't suppose you have a list of the
See what I got.
spells that I've mentioned are in them. Just so that I don't have to recite them off to you again.
Did you post them in this chat?
I didn't post the full list anywhere, I don't think. I
Here,
read
we
off a
got
bunch of
last
them.
week it's 60 foot, 40-foot cube within range. For some reason, doesn't have a title. Wisdom save minus. That's the slow.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Let's see the haste. Additional action. Hustlers.
The haste
gem.
you have, I believe.
Yes, there's the 1 round haste, advanced haste, advanced slow. Regular haste and regular slow would be useful too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those are in there.
Yeah, but I don't have the list of all of the options anywhere.
Righto. All right. So there's those ones. There's a burst of speed that's basically somebody within 20 feet of you or within 30 feet gets 20 feet and plus 2 to AC or speed. There's a curse of aging spell. There's a curse of youth spell.
Can you repost the full list or just by name and short description, and I'll just pick however many?
Fuck it. 1 sec. I'm gonna send you just the page that I'm pulling most of these from.
Oh, okay.
just to make things easier. Make me an Arcana check.
Crap.
Oh, good. All right. Over the 2 weeks that you spend here on the Visharad, I'm going to say that you can pick up. Going to say that you can pick up. You decipher 2 spells of your choice from that list. You can take one of them as a bard spell immediately. The other is available to you to take on your next level up. Or whenever you gain power, you want to learn how to get lucky.
You gotta be up all night for that.
That is step 1. You gotta stay up all night to get lucky. Step 2 is you're gonna need to find somebody who's especially lucky to teach you how to get lucky, because that's how luck works.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
Find some 4-leaf clovers.
Yeah. No, the feat training stuff has always been like you need a trainer for it, right?
Right.
So you can totes go try and find somebody who can train you how to get lucky. You might not have a great time doing that, though.
I would
You'll
like
have
to
to get
try
rid of a lot of bad luck first.
to press my luck and see if I can find someone and get lucky in finding someone that's lucky.
All right.
You gotta like shadow like someone who's really charismatic.
You know, we're sure Nolan or Remus isn't lucky.
He was imprisoned out of time for like 1,200 years, but yes, that is among his qualities. If you want to try and persuade Ramus to teach you how to be lucky, I mean, that's not a bad option for it, actually. Make a persuasion check talking to Ramus. How are you going to persuade Ramus to teach you how to get lucky?
So, I saw that you were super lucky, and I was hoping you could just like rub some of that off on.
Raising.
Just rub it off for me. Rub it off.
I'm looking to get lucky, so can you rub off on me?
Ramus looks at you, and he just reaches into the air behind your ear and pulls out a 4-leaf clover, and he rubs it on your cheek.
That's the best that could have gone. That's the 100% best that could have gone.
Now you're lucky. And he like tucks the 4-leaf clover into whatever hair Bauer has, like right above his ear.
Sweet, I feel even luckier now.
And then he goes back to. This brings me to a disturbing question that I've never thought about before. What would Ramus do with his downtime? He goes back to doing Ramus things. I think about that some more. Like being sneaky and wandering around the Visharad and popping up when people don't expect him to be there. Yeah. Would you like to try and find any other teachers for feats and stuff?
I mean, I've already had an upgrade on luck, so yeah.
All right. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Other than luck?
Okay. Make me an investigation check. 2 investigation checks, 1 per week you're here. Now, you go into Enrin, you try and find somebody who can teach you how to be more lucky. But alas, you do not succeed. You do find a lot of very good beer, though. And a lot of people who swear they can teach you how to get lucky.
But you think you're
They
not.
start-
It's not the same way you want.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with that.
You find out very quickly each time that it's not the same way you want, though. They keep trying to teach you how to, like, meet ladies. Then you have to explain to them each time that that's not the kind of luck you're looking for, and it's a whole thing each time. Alrighty. So no, you do not find a teacher for the lucky feat, unfortunately. Alright. So, Stroke, are you up to anything while you're downtiming on the island? Or maybe
So, I have a chronomancy coin.
Uh-huh.
I want to try turning that into a crossbow bolt.
Whoa.
You what, mate?
I want to try turning my chronomancy coin into a crossbow bolt. I have magic smithing tools. It should be fine.
You do. I'm trying to think of how that would work. Okay. The coin is probably big enough that you can turn it into, like, a
I mean,
bolt.
like, at least an arrowhead. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can turn it into, like, a bolt head. Oh, God. How is that? How does that actually function? Okay. Okay. I want you to make me an advantaged smithing roll because Sophia will help you with this. I see no way this can go wrong.
Right? What would that be?
You should have expertise on smithing, I believe, from your tier blessing.
Yes.
But you have 0 strength mod, so that's a plus 10 right now. Cool. Cool. That's pretty good. I do feel obliged to mention you will only get 1 of these.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you start persuading Ramus to pull out more chronomancy coins.
It's an excellent idea.
Wait, what? That's a thing?
Gonna try to just make 1 first, and then if this works out, talk to Ramus.
I'd like to help in any way I can.
You can always, like, pull it out of the person, right?
Sophia is going to do some tinkering to make sure that it... just to see how well it turns out. she's floating on a +4 with. Oh wow! All right. So your chronomancy coin arrow comes out as a +2 crossbow bolt that fits perfectly into it. Sophia takes your crossbows and just modifies them to make sure, does a little bit of tinkering with them and the arrow, just to make the arrow a little bit more accurate, and to make sure that the arrow doesn't like fuck with your crossbows at all, or with your crossbow at all.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. You now have one chronomancy coin arrow.
Neat.
And I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but it is there now. It is there.
What's the worst that could happen?
So many things. So many
I think
things.
we're about to find out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
Bauer already took, like, basically the worst thing he could have done with touching the mumbly old guy with the coin. It just accelerated things so much.
So it can only be less worse. I mean, this is great.
Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, you have a chronomancy coin that basically takes you almost the entire 2 weeks of 8-hour days to make sure that you don't fucking break anything with it. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Ask Ramus if we can get more chronomancy coins.
How are you asking him?
Hey Ramus, you got any more of those chronomancy coins?
Ramus looks at you and he is like, "What's chronomancy?"
Do you have any more of the coins you gave me when we first met? When we first met, from my perspective. I don't know what your perspective was like.
He reaches into the air and just plucks a coin from the air. He flicks the coin at you. There's a coin.
Is it a chronomancy coin?
Are you going to cast Identify on it?
Sure.
It is not a chronomancy coin.
Maybe it wasn't something that Ramus himself had. He was just giving a normal coin, but because of the time magic, it got screwy.
Maybe.
Either that or Ramus is just a dirty fucking liar.
Why not both?
I mean,
Both is good.
you can certainly try rolling an insight check on him.
Sure, why not?
Oh. He actually has to roll to see if he beats.
Ooh.
Snoke, you have the funniest feeling that Ramus maybe isn't being entirely truthful with you.
Ramus, you know this isn't what I meant.
What do you mean?
I'm not that much of an idiot. But, I mean, like, if you don't want to share, you don't have to.
Ramus smiles faintly. in a different way from his normal idiot grin. I'm just giving coins.
Hmm.
Idiot savant.
I am a little impressed. He plucks another coin out of the air and flicks it at you.
I'll identify this one too, I guess.
This one is a chronomancy coin.
Ooh.
Thanks. I'll also tell him what I did with the first one. I feel like he'd get a kick out of that.
He does. That is a good idea. You should shoot Skull with that one. Maybe he'll be less of an asshole.
Actually, kind of who I was thinking of using it on. I mean, either him or one of Nolan's aspects. We'll see.
Hmm.
But hey, now I have another coin, so I can do both!
And maybe you'll even make a decent parole officer.
Are you saying I'm not a decent parole officer? I'm hurt.
You might make a good one. Most of them can't tell when I'm lying. He kind of walks over to you and gives you a little pat on the head. Good job.
Thanks? Wait, how many parole officers have you had?
He just smiles and kind of skips away.
Well, fair enough.
Sadok, you have a vague recollection that Ramos didn't seem to know what a parole officer was when you initially talked to him about it.
I do remember that.
Hmm.
The lion sack of lies. His lying sack of lies be our lying sack of lies.
Yeah. I'll also go have a conversation with Rome to keep an extra close eye on him.
Sure. What's up, priest?
Just, talking to Ramus. Wanted to make sure you've been helping to keep an eye on him, make sure he's not getting up into any trouble.
Always.
Still on parole, you know.
Of course. Well, I always make sure that he keeps out of trouble.
How many times has he been on parole before?
She starts counting off on her fingers. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8?
And, how long did he last each of those times before falling back into general wickedness?
Maybe a week each time.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
I mean, I can't say I'm not impressed, but you would tell me if he's up to anything, right?
Of course.
All right.
Is that all?
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. Realm gets back to painting a scene of her and Ramus together. Alrighty. So yes, Cristona, you can definitely transport via plants to the Opal Enclave and drop off a sending stone. There are actual plants here now, so you can do that. Your visit to them is unfortunately cut brief by people who recognize you from a wanted poster and start chasing you.
Except I have to stay a day because I only have one of those slots. Well, I guess I can use the 7th, but... okay. Forgot I have 7th level slots now. Yeah.
Yes, you're level 13.
Hooray!
Alright. So you transport via plants there and back. And drop off the sending stone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can spend your remaining 2 weeks chatting with Garrett and integrating the new spores.
Party!
Yeah, it's definitely a party with Garrett down in the underground.
I meant more like now that I have rave spores.
God. Rave is maybe a strong way.
Said they do a stroby thing.
They do a flash. They don't do a stroby thing. Don't be ridiculous.
Be fucking amazing.
I mean,
just a rave
If
going
you
on
get enough
inside
of
a
them
body.
flashing in sequence,
It's a party inside the half drow body. How's Garrett been holding up? What are they look like they've been doing well with the actual
Yeah, the fertility stuff's going well. There's actually people have started. So here's a thing that Minoke would probably ask Diggeroy about at some point or another. Actually, there are people who are beginning to request permission to move onto the island. Minoke kind of let the first group on just because he thought it would be an isolated incident, but now there are occasional just like small boats of people who come from Enren who are like trying to move here.
Are they like refugees or like vacationers?
They're not vacationers. They're basically people. They're
Or they want like a
economic.
summer home?
I think the technical term for them is economic migrants.
Mm.
You know, the Sharks have mentioned a few times. You know, the Sharks take shore leave in Enren because it's across the fucking water from the Visherad.
Mm.
And so at various points they've mentioned the growing pains that come with the organization, or the growing pains that have been coming with the Visherad. And so a few people who have heard the word and are trying to come to acquire jobs to help with said growing pains. So Minox led a couple people in just to help grow crops as part of the fertility experiment for the druids.
so they don't have to do it themselves.
Yeah.
But
That much is fine.
yeah, so there's like 15-ish people who are neither from the church nor sharks nor druids who live on the island now, nor Warforged for that matter, who live on the island now. And they're there just helping the druids and kind of providing more mundane companionship and doing normal people things on the island, as one
That's-
typically requires.
Start an island brothel for sharks.
They have not started an island brothel.
It's like
Yeah.
companionship.
Well, you know, some of the sharks get antsy being mercenaries surrounded by druids and paladins and warforged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They like being able to talk to people who aren't in one of those categories. But yeah. So Garrett's holding in there. They're still trying to make contact with the drow. They haven't seen any of them since last you guys were here, though. Apparently.
Okay. We have unfortunately made
Not
little
sure
headway
what to do
on-
with that.
Hmm.
I'll have to talk to the head of the sharks and see about that.
Alrighty. All right.
I guess it really comes down to, is there anybody in the sharks who can be the law enforcement guy, or at least peacekeeper?
Yeah.
Then really,
They have.
however many
they've-
people
they've-
that guy can handle is the limit.
Yeah. They've got enough. They've acquired enough guys that they have like a couple of rudimentary MPs, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So they have a couple of rudimentary MPs. They'll handle that.
Digoroy.
Hmm?
Should we leave one of these with Monarch? And gonna hold out one of the sets of sending stones.
Yes. We should do that.
I mean, Manal can cast sending.
Can he? Ah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Manok's a wizard.
Well, I knew that, but I wasn't sure because I think whenever we've talked to him, it's always been Diggory sending to him that I remember.
He's just never felt the need to send to you guys.
I think he sent to us once to warn us about something.
Did he?
Really, really early on.
Yes. No, he gave you a warning thing for that. Which
That's right.
Diggory, I think, still has.
The what?
He gave you a, I think it's a coin that glows different colors depending on how the Visherod's doing.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Is there anyone else here then that should take one?
How many sets do we have?
We have looking back down like into the sack, looking around. 3 more sets. We gave one to the Opal Enclave.
Sorry. Because there's kind of 4 leaders on the island, actually. Because there's Monarch, there's, can't think of his name, leader of the Sharks, there's the head of the Paladins, and there's the lead druid.
However, Monarch can send messages from Visharad itself.
Monarch or any of his siblings, for that matter. Who I don't think any of you have. You haven't actually met any of them besides.
Binoc.
Yeah, we did met.
Yeah, besides Binnock.
I thought there was one more that we met like the last time we were here.
Oh yeah, one of you did meet Trinoc. That's true. He has 5 other siblings. No, 6? 6.
Mm-hmm.
They're an octet. Octuplets.
We are fine giving them to the other leaders if that is needed.
Like I said, how many sets do we have?
We have 3 left.
Okay, so I guess the other thing is who else though? Then, so there's the guy in Aventine. See, part of the issue is I can just cast sending, which really means that there's no one we need to give it to. It's just who we need in an emergency. Who do we want that the ability to have long conversations with? So for me, that's Monarch and Gwaine, but they can share one. So then I don't know, who would you want to leave one with for yourself?
It would be groups who might need to contact us first if you did not know to send to them.
So a couple on the island makes sense.
At least one, if Monarch knows the spell as well.
I don't think he knows the spell, but he can use the sending stones. The other one I was thought of is your druid friends in Helgi Domer.
We just dropped off a stone with the Opal Enclave. So we have 3 sets left. We had 4. Did I just completely miss the part where David took back that Monarch doesn't have sending?
No, Monarch has sending.
Okay. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what they were going for that.
Gwaine, I guess.
Yeah, sure. You can drop one with Gwen.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna mark this down.
Alright. So Gwen has a sending stone. Minout can send to you. Yeah.
Can
Alright.
Garrett and them know that if they need to contact Minok, can help with that.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Yeah. Anything else on the Vishrod, guys?
Don't think so. I'm good.
Alright. So, you guys spend your 2 weeks at the Vishrod, get all your stuff together, and depart for the tree. The as of yet unnamed tree. I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Okay.
Alright. We will not have a game next week. I have been deceived, and I have an update meeting next week that I was given very little warning for, so
Oh no.
no game next week.
Okay.
I'll post it in attendance just so that nobody forgets. But yeah. Comments, questions, concerns?
Good times.
Good game, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Good game. GG. No re. Throw
It's
stuff
my
that you
turn
think
to
of.
give away the thing.
Throw stuff you think of into downtime activities. I'll answer it as best I can. Yeah.
I'm gonna say inspiration for Sudoku for finding new and interesting ways to piss off Nolan.
Yes.
One of the main reasons for my character.
Also, Chronomancy Bolt. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it should be real fun.
I'm intrigued to see where it goes.
Because I
Into
expect it
someone,
to be
probably.
like months before it actually gets used. So like by the time it actually gets pulled out, David's gonna have like completely forgotten about it.
Probably.
I'm excited to figure out these spores.
Yes. Those spores.
Give lights with raves.
Alright. I will, I know what the fucking light ones do. I just didn't have the chance to set them down.
All
Or to
good.
type them out. I'll do that after we're done. Yeah. Alright. Some neat shit happened. Good stuff, guys.
Hooray!
I'm gonna go, I guess, drink some coffee. I will see you guys 2 weeks from now.
Yep. Later.
Cool.
Yeah.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
Night.
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in what 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice